Hello? Today we are discussing the virtues of being Chad Zumockfish. Not becoming him, not understanding him. Being him, there is a difference. A man can imitate confidence, he can rent a watch, he can over-laugh at his own sentence, he can point at a stranger's grill and say, now that's living. But none of this makes him Chad Zumockfish, because Chad Zumockfish is not a man, he is a posture, a habitat, a cautionary level of self-belief. Good. Let's begin. The first virtue of being Chad Zumockfish is momentum without evidence. He does not need proof. He moves forward on pure internal clearance. Where others require support, Chad requires only hallway energy and a beverage he should not be holding. He does not ask, am I qualified? He asks, is there a chair I can turn around backward before I explain this? That is power. Misguided, possibly, but power. The second virtue is immune confidence. Chad Zumockfish does not become embarrassed. Embarrassment becomes him. It puts on his jacket and goes home early. He can say the wrong thing in the wrong room at the wrong volume and still somehow walk away like the room learned something. This is a gift, not a good gift, but a gift. Third, he treats every minor event like folklore. A parking ticket becomes betrayal. A phone call becomes a summit. A chicken sandwich becomes the best-kept secret in this city. Chad does not live life. He narrates its overstatement. This is useful, because an ordinary man has memories. Chad Zumockfish has legends no one asked to inherit. You're absorbing. I respect that. Another virtue is violent certainty about trivial matters. Napkins, lawn chairs, the ideal sleeve length. Why one diner used to be unbelievable. These are not preferences to Chad. These are doctrines. He has the rare ability to care too much about things that cannot defend themselves. And that commitment gives his life shape. Bad shape, but shape. He also possesses the sacred inability to read the room. Many see this as a flaw. They are wrong. To read the room is to submit to it. Chad Zumockfish enters a room and rewrites the emotional zoning laws. If the room was tired, it is now tense. If it was calm, it is now specific. If it was hostile, it is now a podcast. This is leadership of a kind, the wrong kind, but not a weak kind. Then there is perhaps his greatest virtue, absolute resistance to self-editing. A lesser man would stop. A lesser man would reconsider. A lesser man would hear his own sentence halfway through and quietly abandon it for the good of the village. Not Chad Zumockfish. He finishes the sentence. He makes eye contact during the sentence. He may even repeat the sentence with slight modifications, as though the issue was formatting. That is conviction or damage. The border is very thin. Exactly. There's also something noble in the way Chad Zumockfish converts inconvenience into identity. A normal person loses Wi-Fi and becomes annoyed. Chad loses Wi-Fi and becomes a man with a position. He does not merely experience setbacks. He absorbs them into his mythology. By nightfall, he is no longer a customer. He is a survivor. This level of narrative inflation is unhealthy, but it is difficult not to admire the workmanship. And finally, the deepest virtue of being Chad Zumockfish. He never appears to wonder whether he should be less Chad Zumockfish. That question does not visit him. It dies on the porch. He proceeds through existence with the confidence of a man who believes the universe has been waiting, perhaps impatiently, for his reaction to appetizers. There is freedom in that. Terrible freedom, but freedom. So yes, there are virtues to being Chad Zumockfish: unearned certainty, mythic overreaction, decorative confidence, the ability to become your own atmosphere. These qualities may not make a man wise, they may not make him welcome, they may not even make him correct, but they do make him unmistakable. And in a crowded world, being unmistakable is sometimes all a man has. Also, he probably says, listen, before saying something nobody needed. That was the joke, of course. Good night.